to the KKW Trucking Podcast. It's Dustin here, joined on this show by co-host
Oscar Guzman.
Yes!
All right.
Well, for everybody that's wondering where Eddie is, he is actually taking a well-deserved vacation.
Yes, he is. He just closed on his house, and he's trying to remodel it before he moves in.
So congratulations, man. And of course, he'll be back on the show. But, who knows? Oscar may be just joining us as like a third co-host going forward.
I dig it. I love it. Let's do it.
Well, it was great having you on the show last month, so Thank you again. And I'm glad that you can join me so I don't have to host this podcast alone.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for moral support as well as support.
All right. Well, at the top of the show, we always start out with our intros and shout-outs. So I did want to say, Erica Howell left us a comment saying, great podcast, KKW. Thank you for the feedback. Silver 8-Bits said, great podcast. Had a great time hearing all the good things going on at KKW. Take care. So again, thank you very much. Lane, is it Muzanowski? Is that how you say his name?
Looks about right, yeah.
Lane Muzanowski said, thanks guys, great show. In reference, we actually gave him a shout out for some of his photos.
Lane, the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he took a great picture that actually hangs in our atrium over the owner's trophy case.
Oh, I've seen that photo.
Yeah, it's a great picture. A lot of I travel a lot to the remote sites, and a few of them actually have it nice and printed out and big, and yeah, it's a great picture. One of the best I've seen of the company. So
cool. I have to give a shout out to you for actually, I think you said you showed this to your family.
Yeah, they all loved it. All my brother-in-laws. I have a ton of them, and so I'm glad you guys loved it, and I'm back.
So, yeah, thanks for spreading the word. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm here for. I share all this stuff on Facebook. So
yeah, to all of our drivers, feel free to give us a share, help grow the show, and, help us expand our reach.
Yeah, and a lot of them have actually been telling me that we need to do more of these, or that you need to do more of these, and they want me back. So
there you go. Well, no, that'd be great. I mean, if that's the feedback we're getting, then we can make a push to maybe make this, every other week or weekly. I've had people request, I think it was Mike Veruz in Portland, requested we do video, and I'm still working on a way to, like, how I would do that.
Right, yeah, my old trainer, Jeffrey Wilson, what's up, Jeff? He called me saying, hey, you did a great job on the podcast. Brian Anderson, our night dispatch, came in and was like, hey, you kept me up last night. It was kind of tough. But, you gave some great advice to these drivers, and keep it up. So I was like, hey, thanks for the support. So that's what we're here for.
And like I said, I'm excited you're back this week. So, going off of what you just said, I know this is the case each month for me, and I know Eddie has this happen too, but drivers stop by, whether it's in the break room, I run into them in the driver lounge, or just around the office, and they all say, like, hey, great show. And I don't always catch everybody's name or have it written down, but I did want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, we, love getting the feedback. It's encouragement for us to keep, making each month's show better.
Yeah, we're all pretty easily accessible. So whenever you guys see us around, come by and say hi. And just let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you want to hear anything else or anything that you don't want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, any topics that come to mind, if there's something you do want us to discuss, we can either discuss it amongst ourselves or we can go find the right person to bring on the show and answer that question.
Yep.
So we love the feedback. Keep it coming. Special thank you to all of our guests last month, Lynette, Israel, and of course you, Oscar. I thought it was a great show. And, hopefully we continue the trend of trying to get better.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 4. This is going to be the 5th show. So we're only 4 shows in. Just like with everything, everything changes all the time. So we're still trying to figure it out and see where it goes.
It'll get better as we go. What was that? Was that PeopleNet?
Yeah, that was the E-Logs thinking that they were moving. we have a training little PeopleNet thing here in the training classroom, and every now and then things were moving.
All right. Well, and lastly, of course, I want to give a thank you to all of our drivers. You guys do an excellent job. Thank you for tuning in, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep it up. Stay safe, stay dry. And keep on trucking.
I know, surprisingly, it rained today.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and I think it stopped already. So.
Yeah, that's how fast it happens here in California.
Earthquake weather.
SoCal. Real quick, I'll go ahead and do the rundown of this week's show. So we're going to go over our quick hits, which is, topical things with the company and within the trucking industry. I'm going to talk to Oscar a little bit about accessorial pay, detention pay as well, and a little bit about the Brakes event that you helped out at this week.
A lot of fun. Teach some kids some good tips.
So Chris Robinson from recruiting is actually going to join us on this episode to discuss. We have a pay bump in the company line driver pay package, and he's going to kind of expand on that. And then we're also going to have Casey Swim back on the show, and he's going to discuss the driver championships, the rodeo.
The truck rodeo, as they call it. Yeah. It's it should be a lot of fun. Chris can really get into detail about the 56 cents per mile, and that's maximum pay. And Casey is always really, really informative, and he knows his stuff.
All right, it is now time for Quick Hits. So, kicking off Quick Hits this month, our safety topic at KKW for March is fight fatigue. So, there's a few bullet points. I don't know if you want to read maybe a couple of them.
Yeah. So, truckers are only allowed to work a certain amount of hours within a 24-hour period. Within a 14-hour period. You're only allowed to drive 11 hours a day or work 14 hours a day, whichever comes first. And your e-logs actually prevent you from cheating the system, which is the major reason why it's national law now.
Okay. But at KKW, we're all e-logs.
All e-logs, all the time. Some people are still choosing to run that way. We've been running e-logs for, I think, about 4 years now.
Yeah, we're completely 100% e-logs.
Yeah, I've never used paper logs. I've always just been on e-logs, and they've never been an issue for me. They're great. They are, I like to call them dummy proof, because if you forget to do something, it'll remind you.
Yeah.
So if you forget to put yourself on driving from picking up a load or taking your break, it'll do it for you. Mandatory breaks. We do the California DOT regulation, so it's not one break every 8 hours, it's one break every 5 hours.
Okay.
So if you start your clock at 7, you got to take a 30-minute break before 12, and then another 30-minute break 5 hours after that break.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to announce. So obviously, we're going to have posters up for the monthly safety topic. Be sure to check them out if you're at the office. And I know Sarah has a bunch of materials to cover this topic. And I'm actually starting up on the website. We're going to have a safety department page, which will have some of these things in digital form, PDFs, what have you. So you'll be able to gain access to that, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So I wanted to make sure to remind everyone that right now we have a double referral bonus for any company line drivers that are hired. So if you know anybody that would like to, join as a company line driver, we're doing double referral bonus.
And the way those bonuses are paid out, it's not all up front.
Right. I believe it's 500 and 500.
Yeah, so you get half after the referrals is first dispatch, and then you get the other half after 30 days.
Correct.
So make sure that whoever you bring over to the company drives with us for at least a month.
Yeah, and we also have a relocation package for Portland that expires on March 31st. So I don't know how many spots we still have. I think it's 2.
It's coming up quick.
So yeah, there's 1 month almost exactly to take advantage of that relocation package. So if anybody's interested, be sure to contact your driver manager.
Yep.
So I did want to announce that KKW has new trucks arriving next month.
Yes, we do. We're getting in some new Kenworths and Volvos. I saw one of them this weekend at the Brakes event at the Fairplex. It's really nice. Of course, all new trucks are.
Yeah, I have some pictures. I shared them on the Facebook page. So you can check it out.
Good stuff. Talk to your driver manager and see what they can do. If you're tired of your truck, I use the same truck all the time. I don't really mind whatever. I'm not a new truck kind of guy.
Yeah, it's really good for marketing and everything. But yeah. I also wanted to bring up, so there's a driver that is retiring after 46 years accident-free.
Ooh.
Joe
Wow.
Sherbring, he worked for CRST and drove 5.2 million miles without an accident.
What?
So I just thought it was worth noting. I'm like, wow, that's quite remarkable, and he set the bar really high.
That is incredible. How many years?
46 years.
40, all with CRST?
That was what it was listed as, yeah.
Oh my God, that is incredible. Congrats.
So also something going on industry-wide, there's a driver in Georgia that created an Android app called Iron Trucker Fitness. And it shows you how to use different parts of your truck to work out and improve your health. So
That's
I
creative.
actually checked it out. Yeah, he uses a certain bar to do a press. Just all these different things to take advantage of, instead of having to get a gym membership.
Right.
We fortunately here at our main office, we have a gym, but a lot of, people don't.
Yeah, we just put in a few new machines, and I think Chris is actually still adding things to it. But you're more than welcome to, we have a driver suggestion box in our driver lounge. If there is anything that you would like to see in there, go ahead and put in a suggestion, and we'll always take a look at it and see what we can do.
Yep, we love the feedback, so
yes, we do.
Keep it coming. And lastly, a little bit about self-driving trucks. So it looks like we're actually going to see some congressional legislation. Hold your breath. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That was what the article was, throwing out there. But a self-driving truck just completed a 2,400-mile run from Florida to California. It lasted 44 miles, and there was a driver, but other than just tiny minimal interference by the driver, it was almost completely autonomous.
Really?
Drove the whole way.
Streets and everything.
Yep.
Wow.
So I know Eddie and I have talked about, some of the Tesla trucks and some of the stuff that's been coming out, but as far as the industry goes, who knows how fast that will advance.
Yeah, sounds pretty scary.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I was reading about it, and like in regards to like autonomous trucks, at least for the, we're talking the next decade, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Nothing's going like full autonomous, like no driver. Even if you had, a truck where it does all the work, you're still going to have a body in
there. Yeah. That's how you get Skynet.
We'll see. Right? We're living that future now.
Yep.
So, okay, well, that's Quick Hits. And again, if anybody has any news stories or any industry news that pops up, you can forward it to me at my email address. That's dgarbaciak@KKW Trucks. I can add it to the list next month, and we appreciate all the feedback.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's just you and I talking. I did want to bring up the Doug Herbert Brakes event from this last weekend. You and I were both there.
Yeah, so was Eddie.
Eddie was there, Jim Kraft.
Yep.
I don't know. I wanted to get your take on the whole brakes program. Was this the first time you've done it?
No, this is the second time I did it. Same setup, same demos. I think they have different stations set up for different things.
Well, for anybody that doesn't know what the brakes program is, Doug Herbert actually puts on an event where he brings teenagers, I think 15 or 16.
High school kids.
Yeah, high school kids. And the goal is to get them into a car and learning things like, sliding control, how to manage tough turns. They put those drunk goggles on. And then our role there is to help people understand what it's like and then kind of be exposed to, what a truck driver might see when they're on the road.
Right. Yeah, we try to give them a trucker's eye view of everything. A lot of times people don't really understand the differences between their car and a truck. So loaded truck and trailer can weigh 80,000 pounds or more, depending on the kind of truck and trailer it is,
sure,
the kind of permits it has. Your average vehicle is going to weigh 3,000 pounds. So, and we don't stop on a dime like cars do. And we're not made out of aluminum like normal, or these new cars that are coming out are. So we try to teach them, don't ever try to go up against the truck because you will lose. And right. It's a sad reality that people like to play chicken with trucks sometimes. They think it's funny. They think, they get mad at a driver because they think that they're cutting them off or they're not letting them through. So then they'll cut them off and try to brake check them. It takes a loaded truck and trailer about a football field to a football field and a half to come to a complete stop at highway speeds.
Wow.
And it takes...
So you're talking about 55 to 63? That's
right.
What we're governed at?
Yeah, we're governed at 63. Loaded at 80,000 pounds, which is our limit. It takes us a long distance to stop. Yeah. So we try to teach the kids, these are our blind spots. We actually have them come up in the truck. We have them look from the driver's seat out the windows. We have people stand outside. We have cars set up on the sides of the truck. Can you see a car there? No? Well, there's two cars there and you don't see them. They're right in your blind spot. We drive the parents around the parking lot at the Fairplex, and we kind of give them a rundown. We tell them about our company. We let them know how the e-logs work. And, a lot of them have never even been inside of a big rig. And I call them trucks. We all call them trucks. That's why they call us truckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really eye-opening experience for a lot of these people. And it's really cool. You kind of like look at people and they really gain an appreciation for everything that truckers do. And like I tell everyone, everything you touch every day is brought to you by a truck driver.
Yeah. So. Well, big shout out to Doug Herbert for throwing it on. I think we did it. I think it was quarterly. It was either twice a year or quarterly.
Yeah,
and,
something like that. Yeah.
We're really proud to participate in the event.
Kia donates vehicles. Actually, they're the big sponsor for the event. And last time I did it, they actually donated 2 brand new Kias to be destroyed by the fire department.
I think I was there for that one.
Really?
Yeah, they actually brought out the jaws of life and ripped the doors off.
Yeah, so they'll the fire department will come out and they'll take out all the airbags in the car and they will actually detonate them with, I think, a water bottle on them, and it'll launch it like 100 feet in the air. And they show you the dangers of actually sitting up too close to the steering wheel, because if the airbag actually goes off and it hits your chest or it hits your face, it'll break ribs and it'll break your nose. So you never want to be sitting too close to your steering wheel. I always see a lot of people hugging their steering wheel. That's always a bad idea. It could actually kill you. The thing that's designed to save your life in an accident could actually end up killing you. So Kia donates the cars. They didn't destroy any while I was there. I don't know if they did it the day before or whatever, but
yeah, not this time.
Yeah, the fire department will come out. They'll simulate a crash. They'll bring out the jaws of life. They'll cut out the doors and they'll cut out the steering column, and it's actually pretty cool. So Kia, big shout out to you. Thanks for everything that you do, and keep it up.
Yeah, it's something to me. I look back and, you go through driving school, but a lot of what you learn is honestly, even like my dad would take me to a parking lot, an empty lot, and be like, spin the car out.
I never did that. But...
No, like you had, I grew up in Indiana, so we have like big empty lots.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of like you won't know if you don't do it.
Right.
So, with these cars, you get an opportunity as a teenager, somebody who's probably never been in this position before, spinning a car out, to actually understand what it feels like and have an instructor show you how you can either stop or correct it without losing too much control.
Yeah, and all the instructors for the brakes events are actually race car drivers. So they race professionally on one or another level. They're really knowledgeable guys. They really know what they're talking about. They're really nice, and I mean, I can't say enough good things about them.
So thank you so much, Doug Herbert and the Brakes Program, for having us. We look forward to coming back again. And it was a great event. I'm actually putting together a video that will showcase, the trucking experience at the Brakes Program. That's how we call it.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a few years, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. This is my second time doing it, like I said, and I'll keep doing it. And it's really cool to show someone that it's not just us and it's not just them, but it's like a group thing. I always tell people trucks are really dangerous if you don't know what you're doing around them. And
hey, this helps.
Yeah, give truckers their distance and pay some respect. Don't cut them off because they can't stop as fast as you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we are now joined by Chris Robinson, who is actually here to discuss the company line driver pay package increase, correct?
Yes. Sorry. It is a big change, I know. I want our drivers to be well informed with everything that's been happening. So I'd give you guys just a basic rundown and everything. Hopefully you understand. Basically, our top pay has increased from 44 cents a mile up to 54 cents a mile. Now we do want all of our drivers to utilize this, and we're basically rewarding drivers for being a safe driver.
Okay.
So every 55,000 miles that they run, accident free, they'll go up half a cent.
Okay.
For our existing drivers, it pretty much will be the first increase will be 1 full cent, whether that's their anniversary coming before the 55,000 mile mark or, reverse.
So their anniversary, so it's just whichever comes first.
Yeah, for the first one.
Okay.
And the first raise will be 1 cent.
And then after that it's 55,000 miles.
It will be 55,000 miles and it'll be a half cent.
Okay.
So in theory, you can technically get a cent every year. If you just run all year, from what I'm told, you can basically get up to 2 raises every year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean that's the way we like to run it. Hopefully, everybody's running safe anyway.
Right.
But this is just another incentive to help them out on that end.
But the opportunity, that's a pretty big pay increase.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. We've gotten some drivers who are curious about, if they got their raises right away. It would be on your anniversary. And the miles started February 8th. So that's where we're starting our counting it right now.
All right. And as far as like vacation penny, how How does that go?
The vacation penny is still added to it. So if they're at 54 cents a mile, with their vacation penny, it can be 55. Or I heard as you have more experience with us, you'll have 2 cents. So it could go up to 56.
So 56 is the absolute top.
Yes, right now. And they're still kind of getting some things situated with it. So it could change. But as of right now, that's what it is.
Okay. And Oscar, as a driver, the pay increase, what were your thoughts?
It's huge. It's very huge. This is the second time in 2 years that they've increased the pay, right? Mm-hmm. When I was driving, I started at 30 cents a mile. And the maximum was 38, I think.
Yeah.
So now the fact that it's 56, that's a big deal. And that's like Chris said, that's just how it is right now. Twice in 2 years, who knows? Yeah. Another 2 times in another 2 years.
That's why I keep telling drivers, keep your hopes up because, we're always trying to make the company better. Yeah. And not just with pay, but different incentives and try to make it home.
And it's all based off of safety.
Yeah.
The safer you drive, the less accidents that the company has. The better the CSA score is, new trucks, pay increases.
Yeah.
That it all comes back.
Now, even, being able to say that, you can make up to 50 for any of our drivers out there who know anyone who might have been thinking a move, this new kind of pay structure actually works really well. So if you know some safe drivers who are looking for an opportunity, KKW. So you can actually contact Chris, let him know. We do have the referral bonus, which is currently at double pay right now.
March, right now it's $1,000. So you'll get $500 when they start and $500 after.
Awesome. Well, Chris, really appreciate you coming on to just kind of explain that a little bit so that everybody has a better understanding. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your driver manager and they can go over the pay increase in more detail. And like I said, if you know anybody that's looking to come on, contact recruiting and get your name in there for the referral bonus.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of referrals that don't give names. So please give your names, guys.
Yeah, we had a rehire this week. He's like, yeah, I have a friend that told me you guys increased your pay to 56, so I thought I'd come back and see how it is. And I was like, well, did you put his name on the paperwork? I don't think I did.
And you guys cannot get credit if we don't know who they referred. So please give their name or call recruiting personally and let us know who you're referring.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll have you.
Muchas gracias.
All right. We are now joined by Casey Swim from the safety department.
Hi,
Casey,
guys.
Thank you so much for coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me. Yes. It is my second time.
He may in fact be our first repeat guest.
Well,
hey, that would be cool.
Oh, yeah, and Oscar.
Yeah, but what am I, guest, co-host?
Your co-host today.
I'm co-host.
Your co-host today.
All right.
So, what's new, Casey? How have you been?
I've been well, thank you. You guys can probably hear my voice a little bit. I've been a little bit under the weather, but doing well.
Oh, good. All right. Well, we actually are really excited to have you on the show because we wanted to talk a little bit about the driver championships that are coming up. So could you tell us a little bit, what is the driver championships for anybody that wasn't here last year?
Okay. The driving championships, it's, again, this year, it is going to be the Southern Regional California Truck Driving Championships. And what it is a kind of an ego boost for our drivers, or a place, basically what I call what you can put your money where your mouth is.
Okay.
We have a bunch of drivers saying how good they are all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this is an opportunity to show it off.
So take it as a challenge.
Yes, basically. And you just pair yourself with other companies out there. And there's usually about 15, 20 different companies, all providing drivers. And they just do a skills competition with the trucks.
So what exactly is the skills competition? I mean, are you doing backing up into specific?
For the regionals, there is no backing.
Okay.
All right. It's all Ford issues. Yeah. But it is the closest to the cones with your steer tires.
Sure.
And the closer you are, the more points you receive, obviously.
Okay.
And it's a possible 300 points for the entire course.
Okay.
They have a deviation course, which basically you start out at a wider spot when you first go into this channel, and you have to come out on the other end where it's a little bit more narrow, and you cannot touch any cones with any of your tires.
Okay.
Type of thing. And you just do that in a couple of years ago when we did it, we also had one where it was a mock simulation of a scale. Okay. But we had to put the tractor and trailer on a 45-degree angle to get into the scale. Okay. And your tires have to rest in a certain position. They'll measure the distance. If it's within that, you get X amount of points.
Okay. Now, where exactly is this competition? Is it here in Southern California?
It is here in Southern California. It is out at the Motor Speedway in Fontana.
Okay, so not that far, actually.
Not that far here. And we go out there and we make a big day event of it. We start out competition-wise at right around 8 a.m.
Okay.
And generally everybody's out of there by 4.
Okay,
thereabouts.
cool.
So it's an
fun
all-day thing.
Yeah, it's a fun day.
It is an all-day
Oh,
thing.
man. I didn't know that
Yeah.
when I volunteered.
Well, on that note, for the drivers that want to represent KKW, are there any qualifications to be one of those drivers?
And there is qualifications, and this has been set up since 1934.
Oh, wow. So,
All right, nationwide.
Wow.
So every year, it basically was put on when it originated to see who the safest drivers out there were, and showing off those skills as to why they were being safe.
gotcha.
Okay, so safety departments throughout all these different companies here in Southern Cal, we put it on. So in general, you do have to have a good safety record. You can still be within the green, but you have to have 0 accidents in the past 12 months. That is the biggest qualifier. And you have to be employed with, in this case, KKW for at least 12 months before you can actually participate.
That's what I was just going to say, because I remember my first year here, I actually tried to volunteer, and I think I had only been here for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's enough. That sucks.
Yeah, my first year here as well, they wanted me to do it, and I'm like, I've only started in April. The first one that we were going to do, I can't remember what it was, but I had missed the cutoff by
Like a
maybe it was actually only like 2 weeks.
Oh,
that type of thing.
that is
So
pretty
I
fast.
wasn't there, but they wanted me to do the truck driving championships a couple of 3 years ago, and I didn't. So I have done them in the past 2 years.
Okay. Now, I know this event has been nicknamed the Rodeo.
It's called the rodeo, yeah, because basically it's the same as a rodeo if you take it in that kind of a respect. You do all these different type of agility tests is basically what it would come down to. Okay. So if you have a great sense of sight, peripheral visions, things like that, this is a great competition.
You also kind of have to know how your truck is going to move.
Well, then that's the big one. Like this year, since I'm coordinating the event this year, I won the competition last year.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. So this year I'm not driving in it because my biggest problem, I haven't been in the truck
Sure.
for a year.
Yeah.
And you have to know the feel of your truck.
Yeah, that's
that's always one thing that you can go forward and backwards, back to the dock, no big deal, right? We don't truly lose that skill. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. We may get a little rusty, but we never lose that skill. Now, trying to do the skill sets that are involved with the rodeo, you have to have the feel of that truck on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my biggest thing is like when you asked me to volunteer, or if I wanted to volunteer for it, I was like, yeah, I wanted to do it a few years ago, so let's try it out this year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I haven't driven in a while, so let me get in a truck this weekend and see how I do. And yeah, it's like you can go forward, easy, but then it's like when you start turning, you start second guessing yourself. It's like, dang, did I swing out wide enough?
Yep.
Or did I cut it in too tight? And then it's like, but if you're not doing that every single day, all day, then it's like you can get rusty at that point.
Definitely so.
And then even the backing, like I had to, good thing it's not the DMV because I definitely pulled up more than twice. But so then I was like, man, maybe I should start driving on the weekends or something.
Yeah. No, it's something that, the skill set and what they put you through truly is not any of the issues we run into out in the field.
Yeah.
It's set up to truly test your skill level.
Yeah.
Basically putting your mouth where the money where your mouth is in this case.
Okay. Now, for any of the drivers who want to participate, how do they sign up?
All they need to do is come see anybody here at KKW. We have the sign-up sheets. All they have to do is fill it out. We'll find out how many miles they've driven in the past year because they do want to know that as well. That's not a qualifier, obviously. But then we'll check their safety records and make sure they are within the criteria.
So just let their driver manager know, stop by safety, and they'll either have the forms or be them.
Yeah, and last year we had, I want to say 14 drivers participate. The year before we had like 21. So we want to have a good showing. And this year especially, we want to have a really good showing because we all know that Lynette Brown, our CFO, is the new CTA president. So we have to represent.
Okay, well, to all the drivers out there, take action and put your name in the hat, see how you do.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys. It's truly a very fun experience. You get free breakfast, you get free lunch. We do prize drawings as well. And each driver that does participate in the actual event, they do get driver goodies.
Okay,
cool. Are we still handing out the shirts and hats? And
We'll do different type of shirts. Like the driver participants, They'll get more, a polo, really nice type of polo shirt. Haven't decided upon that logo or anything yet this year.
Yeah.
But going forward, we will be doing that. You also have a chance to win raffle prizes.
And then top 3 this is regionals, right?
This is Southern Regionals here.
So then top 3 from this go on to state finals?
Actually, only the top individual winner per category here will go to state.
Okay, is that because I remember last year you and another one of our drivers placed, I think, 3rd, right?
But he was in a different division.
Oh, okay. So it's first place for every division.
First place for that division, yes.
Okay.
And when exactly is it?
This one's going to be held April 21st this year.
So it's coming up.
It's coming up pretty quick. You can join. There's 5. At least there was last year. I haven't determined if there's going to be 4 or 5 this year. But there's usually 5 categories. You have the sleeper division. You have tankers. You have 3-axle and 4-axle. And then I want to say box truck. So now there's 5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
No day cabs?
Well, it's considered a 3-axle or a 4-axle depending upon the style of truck. But that's going to be your day cab.
Might be a little rusty.
And this year I cannot participate in the sleeper division since I won it last year.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd have to go to a different category this year.
That doesn't seem fair.
I wanted to.
Feel like you should be able to defend your title.
Right.
You would think so, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Casey, while we have you here, let's talk a little bit about just some fun and, what everybody's been up to. I don't know if you have had a chance. Have you been to the movies, seen Black Panther or anything?
I want to see Black Panther, but my wife and I haven't been to the theater in years.
Oh, man.
Ever since the incident up in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember that
Dark
shooting.
Knight Rises?
That was in Aurora, wasn't it?
In Aurora.
Yeah.
Because my wife grew up there in Aurora, and we went to that theater all the time.
Oh, wow.
And we went to a movie, it's probably been close to 8 years ago for the first time, right after it happened. I don't even know if it happened. I don't know. She gets a little freaked out, so we haven't been to the theater. So when it comes out on video, rest assured I'm watching it.
Yeah. I haven't been to the movies, but it's not because I don't want to or anything like that. It's just I have 2 little kids at home, and I know I personally find it annoying if, the movies are loud, and, loud noises startle kids. So it's like, wait for the DVD to come out.
Wait for it to come out.
But for any of the drivers that are interested in going to the movies, we do sell movie theater tickets for Regal Cinemas upstairs in Payroll with Susie.
With Susie Denzel, yeah.
For $8. And if you don't have the cash, you can do a deduction, and they'll take it out of your paycheck.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
I think I got like 12 movie tickets for everyone for Christmas, and then they just took it all. I think since it was so many movie tickets, they took it out of 2. But yeah, something easy to do, and she'll give you the movie tickets there, and then you just claim them at the theater.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And before you leave, I do want to give a shout out to your son, who actually hooked me up with a growler of an IPA. So I wanted to say thank you on air. That was pretty cool. That's quite delicious.
Thank you. Well, yeah, he's working hard, trying to get it situated. Kind of a long story behind that, but hopefully it'll come to fruition here pretty quick.
Yeah, brewing beer over in Phoenix, Arizona?
In Phoenix, yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's trying to get hooked up with the Angry Crab restaurant chain that's over there. They got like 7 different locations.
Nice. Big things happen.
Yeah.
That's good.
Pretty cool. Well, yeah, the beer was great, but Casey, thank you so much for coming on.
I'll
throw it to you. Any final thoughts, final words for any of the drivers that want to participate?
Yeah, I do. If the driver, like I said, if the winners from each of the categories here, they do have the opportunity to then go to state. And state's going to be held up north again in Sacramento. I'm not sure the exact date this year. It's May something. And then the state competition, they'll have another regional first in the same place, which will be May, let's just say 20th. Okay. I think that's where it is, something like that. Then the state competition between the Southern Regional and the Northern Regional will be the very following Sunday, next day.
Okay.
So they'll do the regional on Saturday, state competition on Saturday.
Probably makes sense. So if you're up there, you're up there.
You're up there and you're up there. And at this point in time, we have never, ever had anybody participate in the Northern Regional competition.
Okay.
So we would like to have somebody from the Northerns. That way we don't go up there just for the day in hopes that we have winners from down here. We're actually going to have a contingency going to state from the north as well. So, but if you win the division down here and or up there, you go to the state competition. State competition, if you win that, you go to the Nationals, which is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio.
We had a driver win state a few years ago, didn't we? And actually go to Indiana?
It was Scott Mays.
Scott Mays?
He won state, and he did go to, I want to say it was New Orleans, though.
Was it New Orleans?
Reason. I think so.
For whatever reason, I thought it was Indiana.
And last year, it was supposed to be held down in Orlando, Florida. and I missed it by 4 points.
That would have
So
been
close.
a nice drive out and a nice drive back.
Oh, I would have flown.
Oh, they provide the trucks.
They just provide the trucks there.
Yeah, what am I thinking?
And usually the indoor competitions are always indoors.
Okay.
Wow.
And the reason they do that on the national level is because I don't know about any other drivers out there, but a lot of times I use my shadows up from the trailer and the truck to determine where I am in far as distance. They don't want that yet.
As
the
far
nationals.
as far as the backing you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because your state competition and national competition, you have backing issues that you have to go through. Where in the regionals you don't.
I definitely cheat that way. Yeah.
And I cheat it that way all the time.
Yeah.
So, but at national levels, they don't want you to have that fair advantage or unfair advantage because all of our peripheral vision and our depth perceptions are different. So they try to put everybody on the equal scale and have it indoor.
So these are pretty large places that they're having them at.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking something like football stadiums?
Football stadiums,
Okay.
generally speaking.
Yeah. Wow. Now I really want to go.
And the state is actually a 1 week affair. And KKW pays for you to go out. You get a little bonus cash on top of that for actually winning the state. You also get a nice little bonus. I want to say it's $300 for winning regional.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we send them up for the whole week up north?
We send them there for the entire week. Dennis Firestone himself will come out and hang out with you for the week.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a really big
You
deal.
get to put in a little FaceTime with the boss.
Exactly.
Never hurts.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, Casey, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. We really
You
appreciate
betcha.
it.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, it's great having you back. I'm sure, we'll be asking you again down the line.
Hey, anytime.
So
Yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, I didn't know half the things we were talking about. That's a lot of perks. Cash money.
You get cash money, free prizes, new shirts and hats. Yeah.
Week paid vacation up north.
Basically a week paid vacation. Yeah. Have some fun.
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right, well, thank you, Casey.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Drive safe, guys.
All right, Oscar, that is our show.
Alrighty. I dig it.
So, actually had a really good time on this episode. I want to thank Chris and Casey for coming on as our guest this month. It was
Great guys.
And of course, I got to thank you for coming on and co-hosting. Like I said, Eddie is on a well-deserved vacation, so hope you're enjoying yourself.
I might do this permanently.
All right, well, that'd be great. And to everybody that tuned in, I want to say thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to share the show on social media and with your family, friends, and other drivers. If you know anyone that might just be interested in, consuming some content out on the road, be sure to share the show.
Share it. Give us a 5-star review or whatever you think we're worth. I think we're worth 10 stars. But
I always say give us 5 stars, help us rank a little bit higher, but you can give us any feedback you want.
Right. Yeah.
Right? We're going to take that feedback and try to make the best show possible. So, subscribe on iTunes and the Google Play Store. You can also stream the podcast on SoundCloud, and I provide a link through our host, and you can stream it there as well. So that's it, Oscar. I hope you had fun co-hosting the show.
I had a blast.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll see how it's going to be moving forward. But this was another great show. I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll be back next month.
Stay safe, everyone.